So when we load in, everything's paused, which is nice. Gives us a chance to figure out what we were doing. Let's check on our capital city. There's still stuff being built here. And Zabine. Stuff's being built there. I'll reinforce that and get some ships being built. And then check our outliner for... Yeah, everything's still working, so we can keep going. The dragon has landed. The dragon appeared to realize our intention and gracefully swooped down to rest in the area we had vacated. The large supply of food we left behind probably helped. It must be said the dragon has laid into it with astounding veracity. Our researchers are observing it from a distance. And now we have more stability on Garden Prime. It's producing 6 unity, and we're having to use 15 food to upkeep. And the event taking flight happens in 15 to 16 years. So watch and wait. That's crazy. It's going to stay on the planet for 15 to 16 years just eating. Faction founded. So, this being a 4X strategy game, there's a lot of different aspects. So factions are like different political groups on our homeworld or in our area. A new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape of the Radician Unified Systems. They call themselves the Academy of Advanced Sciences. Their members have been pushing hard for advancement of the sciences. A disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble, but one that approves of the government's action could prove useful. Okay.
Construction complete.
Let's check that out first. We're going to build our mining stations and our new area. We have Parnassos 1. Ooh, it's a Gaia world. This wasn't the, yeah, that's the one that's named. So we're going to colonize this one. Anybody want to change the name? Parnassos Prime, okay? Or custom names? Pookie Prime. Sounds good. What sounds good to you? Pookie Prime or Parnassus? Pookie Prime it is. Oh, right. Lost in space, the signal we intercepted was a distress call from a ship in orbit around Uram 2. The ship is not giving off any heat signatures and seems to be drifting. A special project has been issued to investigate what has happened to the crew. Intriguing, and it issues a special project for the derelict ship. Or we can say we don't have time for this and just ignore it and it'll disappear. We're going to issue the special project.
Situation log updated.
Okay, situation log. I should also note, I can set up a chain of orders. So when I survey the system, it surveys everything, and then I can also add on. So it's going to do that special project after it finishes surveying. What was I going to look at? Empire. No. Government? Nope. Contacts? Nope. People? Oh, yeah. So we have two different factions in our empires. We have the Technologist faction, the Academy of Advanced Science, and it says different stuff to make them happy versus not. So the Academy of Advanced Science is very happy right now. We've got 20 pops that are a part of that faction out of a total of 34. We also have the Alien Suffrage Network. 12 of our population is of that. But we aren't making them very happy. Over on the right, you can see their xenophile and egalitarian ethos and the issues they care about. So last session, when we decided not to, or to be cautious with first contact, that made them angry. They aren't represented on our council, so they're not happy about that. But there's a few other things, like a new contact with an alien species would make them happier. And if they're happy, they give us more unity, stuff like that. Let's see if we can change one of our policies, though, to make these happier. So to change policies for our empire, we have to go to government policies and subjugation war terms. So we can change it to benevolent. Let's see, our subjects are as much a part of us as we are of them. Their success is our victory, and we shall move forward as one. And that just changes how we can, if we go to war, what kind of subjugation they have. First contact, let's change that to proactive. And now, if we go back down to people, they're going to be happy. At some point, we can add somebody to the council that's representative of that faction, and they'll be happier. And when we make first contact with another species, they'll be happier. But it just boosted to 65%, so now we're in the positive again. Any questions?
Technology researched.
Ooh, technology, rare crystal mining is unlocked. What do we got now? I think I'm going to go with weather control system to up city district housing so that our city districts on our planets can support more people. I know we were having an issue with that last time where we didn't have quite enough population on Garden Prime to fix some issues.
Technology researched.
Field modulation, so we're going to get more energy credits from all those jobs. We're going to go with the cheapest option, 0G laboratories. Research station output will be 10% more. That'll just help us research faster.
Construction complete.
Construction's complete. Parnassus now has a +8 energy. And we're going to come down here and build our rare crystal mining. I don't know if you guys see it on your little screens. There's this little trade icon. It's a little ring looking thing. That tells us that we want to upgrade our station here to a star port, and it'll help protect trade in that system and around surrounding systems and produce more resources for us. The political frontier. Established factions and fledgling movements alike have taken an unusually keen interest in our new colony on Sabine Prime. From the moment we announced settlement of this modest planet, nearly every political voice in the Radishian Unified Systems has had something to say about it. Our analysts don't suspect that anything truly radical is taking root on Sabine Prime, but they advise some caution. It's clear our various political entities intend to campaign vigorously on this burgeoning world. Interesting. And we have a 50% ethics shift chance, or we can say the risks are too great, bolster security. It'll reduce unity, but has higher stability and governing ethics attraction. Then we're going to go interesting. Nothing wrong with some mixed ethics. Okay, that's still doing something. Let's check out our worlds again. That's still building something. That's still building.
Special project complete.
The crew of the ship has been found dead. What is more disturbing is the way they appear to have been killed by some highly advanced brain parasites which infested them and drove them mad. Thanks to Science Officer Ivory's findings, we were able to protect our own crew from being infected. Society research gain. Lovely. Brain parasites. That's what we always wanted. Okay. I'm going to go down here. We're going to survey that system next.
Anomaly discovered.
An anomaly, surface beacon, and relative difficulty is routine, so we're going to go and research it.
Technology researched.
We have technology. We just unlocked terraforming. That's awesome. It's the most expensive on here, but we're going to go with artificial moral codes because it helps reduce crime and add more amenities, which is good for everybody.
Technology researched.
Zero G Labs is done. We're going to unlock volatile material plants so that we can create volatile modes, which is another type of resource.
Construction complete.
Construction's complete, so now we can come over here, build our outpost there. That's still a little bit further. Ancient survey marker. A small short-range transmitter has been located on the surface of Moscot 1. It appears to be an ancient survey marker, placed here eons ago to mark a large deposit of precious metals. The miners it was meant for evidently never arrived, as the deposit is still there. And we now have +4 minerals on that planet. So that's cool.
Anomaly discovered.
Massive impact. A colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this moon once. And we're going to research it. We have a tradition available. Courier network or galactic ambition. Starbase upkeep goes down with the galactic ambition. That's a negative 20% upkeep. And courier network reduces our empire size from systems and planets. We're going to reduce Starbase upkeep.
Construction complete.
Metallic puddles. After a recent rainfall, colonists have noticed metallic puddles appearing on the surface of Sabine Prime. These puddles have a viscous consistency like liquid metal. We can say investigate further, and we get society research, or leave them alone, they may be toxic, and we gain unity. I think we should investigate. I mean, if they're toxic, we kind of want to know, right? We don't want people on a planet breathing in toxic water or something. Okay, investigate further. Zabine Starbase has finished its upgrade queue. So now we can unlock a trade hub. And that just makes so that it will have a bigger collection range for trade. And we're going to build a shipyard. No. We're going to leave it at that for now. What do we got over here? We're going to build a resource silo as well. That'll just make so all of the resources at the top, they all have max amounts we can keep. Resource silos increase that max, so we can store more resources. Elusive viscosity. The viscous metallic puddles on Zabine Prime are eluding colony scientists. So far, their origin is undetermined, and they have been resistant to our probing. Our instruments are struggling to decipher their chemical makeup. We have more tests to run if we want answers. Keep trying. We always want answers, right? FTL impact. A massive crater on Muscat 3A appears to be the result of a collision with a starship. From the size of the crater, we suspect that a ship exiting a hyperlane at maximum velocity rammed the moon for reasons unknown roughly 10,000 years ago. The RSS Leguminant has picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site reminiscent of a collapsing hyperparticulate field. But as the ship itself disintegrated on impact, the theory cannot be verified. And we gained some physics research. That's cool. Elementary, dear leader. Gotta love a Sherlock reference. A new element has been discovered on Zabine Prime. After a breakthrough in the case of the viscous metallic puddles, we have discovered the puddles comprise a unique chemical element. The element, which we're calling Zabine Primonium, is present in the air on Zabine Prime, but when introduced to high precipitation, takes on the viscous consistency we have seen on the planet's surface. Their appearance are cyclical, much like dihydrogen monoxide-based puddles. A fascinating discovery, our understanding of the elements continues to grow. We still have much to learn, and it issues a special project.
Situation log updated.
I need a science ship in Zabine Prime in order to research it. Let's make another science ship. We're getting enough stuff going on that we want to know, and another construction ship.
Colonization initiated.
Got another anomaly interference in the Moscat system. It's also routine, so we're going to go and research it. So we have to recruit another leader. So which faction? Xenophile and egalitarian. So let's see if we can find one with one of those. So this has all the info on these scientists we can recruit. Age, death chance, species, profession, all that kind of stuff. As well as their different traits. And that's an ethic of a xenophile. Sounds good. Also, a xenophile has extra experience gain. Do we want teal root or teal needle? Needle or root? Orange or purple? I should say needle is 7 years younger than root. Needle it is. So science ships have to be manned. They have to have a leader, a scientist. But now we can go to Sabine Prime and research that project.
Technology researched.
Sonified science. The RSS Leguminous crew has succeeded in isolating a signal embedded within the unusual pattern of interference in the Moscat system. The signal is a song, a complex sonification of an advanced mathematical equation to be precise, and one that Science Officer Ivory cannot seem to get out of their head. Who or what may have composed this song remains unknown, though its complexity infers an incredible level of technological sophistication regarding subspace harmonics. The signal's geodesics suggest a point of origin from outside of our galaxy. That's scary. And we gain society and physics research. What's next? We're going to go with standardized Corvette pattern. Oh, yeah.
Construction complete.
Encounter in Sprout. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Sprout system. For now, we have codenamed them the Yode aliens. Until we find out more about them, if they possess a language, we must decipher it in order to establish communications. What? We're assigning an envoy, a cyan shoot. Instructions complete up here. Let's build up mining stations. What could we possibly have? What?
Technology researched.
Well, I don't have a bad feeling about there being aliens in our home system. And I can't see them. We'll go with fusion power. That'll give our ships more power. Asteroid sighted. Our deep space tracking arrays on Sabine Prime have made an alarming discovery. A large asteroid is heading towards the planet on a direct collision course. Should it impact the surface, the consequences would be disastrous. The asteroid must be destroyed before it is too late. Begins the asteroid sighted event chain. This is an ill omen.
Situation log updated.
Okay, well, lucky for us. I don't know how lucky. So we're going to grab our military fleet. Send them to Sabine. There's the asteroid. They're going to come and try and destroy it. That's like half the size of the planet. Like, that's huge.
Construction complete.
Okay, so that was done. Let's make another shipyard so we can build ships faster if we need to. The Moscat system is now fully surveyed. Life signs. Despite the toxic content and high pressure of this moon's atmosphere, strong life signs have been detected coming from its surface. Let's research it.
Technology researched.
Artificial moral code's done. These technologies that have purple around them are rare technologies. Subdermal stimulation is. So we're going to research that because it's always randomized what comes up. There's no guarantee that one's going to pop up again for quite a while. So we're going to go and research it just to, because it's rare. Word down. We have caught neither sight nor sound of the Yode aliens for some time now. Our researchers find they have little information to go on and worry that the trail may have gone cold. keep searching. Interesting. Ammonia biosphere. Although toxic to most forms of life, Muscat 4A supports a thriving ecology within the high pressure of its atmosphere. Life here uses ammonia instead of water as a solvent, and has developed in ways that differ significantly from previously established ecological models. Its study would greatly benefit our knowledge of xenobiology. Oh.
Construction complete.
Okay, so now we have a shipyard over here. Let's go into our fleet management. We can create a new fleet, set Zabine as its home system, add our corvettes to it, and let's say 5 of each to start. Reinforce. There we are. Fusion powers unlocked. Yeah, improved reactor boosters. Yeah. Asteroid listening post. A small Erazian military listening post has been built into a hollowed-out portion of this asteroid's interior. It is equipped with an array of powerful sensors that seem to be aimed towards neighboring systems. None of them are functional, and the asteroid appears to have been gone over and looted at least once by another party. And that issues a special project called the Asteroid Listening Post.
Situation log updated.
Oop, there's combat. Let's look at the combat, shall we? In a bit.
System surveyed.
So you can see all my ships flying around, shooting the asteroid. Hi. Thanks for joining. The asteroid was destroyed. The asteroid that was approaching Zabine Prime on a collision course has been destroyed. With their doom averted, our jubilant citizens on the planet have taken to the streets in celebration. A scan of the remaining fragments has also revealed that the asteroid consisted largely of valuable minerals. We have collected what we could. And we gained almost 1,100 minerals. Well, that's pretty cool. Let's send them home. If I can remember how to do that. Yeah, return home. What do we got down here? Signs of barbarism on the Yod aliens. Although their dwellings on habitat stations would suggest an advanced society, Envoy Cyan Shoot is unsure whether we are indeed dealing with an intelligent life form. They seem unremittingly hostile, so much so that a stable society seems almost unthinkable. Even during our brief period of investigation, we have observed several displays of pure barbarism. They seem to have a language, but our linguists are still working on deciphering it so we can make sense of this display. And disturbing, we must be watchful. What are we looking at? Let's unlock destroyers. Another class of starship. System surveyed, fleet combat stats. Research projects in Zabine. The second ship here. Research projects in that system. We're going to build a starbase there and claim it as our own. Let's survey over here. Build another starbase there. This right here is a good choke point, so we're going to upgrade our starbase. If we ever go to war, there's that system that controls access to help prevent anybody from getting to our home system. So far, I haven't really found any other choke points like that. In fact, that might be the only way in or out that I'm seeing. Unless there's another one over with these stars, or these systems. But we'll find out as we go.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
Spaceborne life form. More of the crystals. Beautiful. What's in this one? Oh, there's crystals too. That looks cool. Oh, remember last time we had the first contact protocol, we did an investigation, and they're just living crystals out in space. They are basically a race of floating crystals that fly through space. Which is cool. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Weird, cool. Living rocks. If you buy into all the crystal stuff, imagine how healthy they are.
Construction complete.
Construction complete. Edar Vang is now part of our empire.
Technology researched.
Subdermal stimulation's done. What do we got now? They're all expensive. Do we want to be able to clear more blockers on our planets? Fleet Academy would be really good for us. So would colonial centralization. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards colonial centralization. So the goal of Stellaris, if you've ever played something like Civilization, you basically expand your empire. You have to manage all your resources in your government, and every planet that you have colonized, you have to manage this, those planets as well. You run into different other empires. So there's war and diplomacy to deal with. Stellaris ends at a set year. So we're playing, I think, until the year 2350. At that point, or shortly before that point, there's like an end game thing that happens. I think like Mass Effect, the Reapers invading kind of thing. There'll be some major thing that threatens the entire galaxy, and so the better relationship you have with the other empires, the easier it is, or you could just conquer the whole galaxy if you wanted to, and then just face it alone. So yeah, the point is to build up, manage your empire well enough that you can survive that in-game crisis. Hopefully that answers your question. And of course, we have to research all these different technologies and stuff, build ships, build our armies.
System surveyed.
All that good stuff. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I want to say Stellaris is something like I said, Civilization, but it's even bigger. Civilization is complicated enough, but Stellaris is like double that. Similar games people talk about are usually like Crusader Kings is like a historical version of it instead of space. There's also like Europa, I think. I recommend it. It is multiplayer as well.
Special project complete.
An archaeological project completed. We have learned that the Eurasians used the listening post on asteroid AZ-1112 to spy and plan attacks on neighboring civilizations during the expansionist phase of their empire. These attacks met with dramatic success, but the Eurasians soon became the dominant power in this section of the galaxy. By the time they were decimated by the Javorian pox, this listening post had long since been abandoned by the Eurasian military. Interesting find. Other cool thing, in our last session, we actually designed our empire, which is super, super complicated. There's tons of different options. I want to say it was the first 45 minutes of our last session was just building our empire and whatnot. If you're interested in the game, I'd recommend checking out that video just to see all the different options in the empire creation. Because it's crazy.
Researched.
Improved reactor boosters is now... Let's see... We're going to unlock our blue laser for our ships. That's a good idea. The building the empire part, I don't know how many I've built, because there's so many options. There's different trades to pick, different governments, and they did a really good job of allowing you to really figure out what kind of empire you want, because you could be all pacifist and spiritual and all that, or you could be like total militarist, enslave the rest of the galaxy, etc. It's pretty cool. There's a lot to it. Also, they have a ton of different portraits. Tons of different species you can be from. We're a plantoid species, but they have mammalian, necroid, humanoid, lithoid, which is rock people, aquatic stuff, so you can be jellyfish looking guys, or yeah.
Construction complete.
Crystal ball. The RSS Leguminant reports a significant crystalline presence in the Beta Corvi system. Evidently some kind of den, or at least a hub of crystalline activity. Such as it is, Beta Corvi is home to a crystal construct unlike any previously encountered. This construct exhibits several properties associated with the crystalline entities, but greatly exaggerated.
Spaceborne lifeform encountered.
So we're going to pause again. Let's take a look. That's a cool looking star, pulsar. Okay, where's the... So there's a lot of these in it. Whoa. Crystal Nidus? Look at that thing. It's like a little crystal planet that's, I would assume that's like the hive, where the rest of the crystals are growing and whatnot coming out of. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I've made so many empires, it's not even funny, because it is a lot of fun to go in and make, design every single thing, but then you have to play with it to figure out, if you made a good empire or not. I'm just going to our fleet manager again. We're going to upgrade them all. What on earth? Upgrading our ships and reinforcing.
Ships upgraded.
The other thing is there are limits to how many ships you can have at a time, and there's ways to increase that limit. So right now our limit, top right corner, we have 23 ships of a total of 64. The game allows you to go over that limit, but at a heavy resource cost because of there's a whole bunch of depth to logistics and whatnot. Yeah. Ivory got a level up. What are we wanting to upgrade? Let's give them extra experience so they level up again faster. And another anomaly, ship fragments. This one's easy, it takes 67 days, so we'll go and research that. Situation, I want to make sure we're not missing anything. That one's being, those two are done. Yep, so we're researching everything we can.
Special project complete.
Invaluable insight. We have gained invaluable insight into the unique weather systems of Zabine Prime. In addition to expanding our understanding of chemical elements, our research has had positive implications for food production. Well, that's cool. We gained a bunch of food, and then we also, on that planet, now have 3 more possible agriculture districts and a puddle technician job. So researching that was interesting. I should also say the other cool thing is every single one of these games, every match that you play, is unique. There are thousands, I want to say, different anomalies, archaeological sites, random events that'll happen just by entering different star systems and whatnot. And those change from game to game. I was trophy hunting this one, and I want to say I started over 800 games. It was a lot, just to get one of those events to spawn that was tied to a trophy. But there's a lot of variation to different stuff that can happen in the game. Blinding Fate. The irradiated fragments the RSS Leguminant crew registered in close orbit of Beta Corvi are indeed the remains of a spacefaring vessel with a very distinctive design. It matches no known make on record. We have extracted some data from the ship's damaged computers, recorded in an alien language like nothing we have ever seen before, and one we are unable to translate. By studying the remains, Science Officer Ivory postulates that the craft, known as the Kotalo, suffered a navigational error when exiting FTL, bringing it too close to the gamma ray jets of Beta Corvi. Large portions of the ship were stripped apart through radiolysis. There are no survivors. Society research. That's unfortunate.
Construction complete.
We have another tradition available. And we only have one to select this time, so we'll choose that. And another Ascension perk. So what's our next Ascension perk going to be? Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Where's the one? Become the Crisis. If you set the right Empire up, you can be the crisis, the in-game crisis that everyone has to go up against. What are we going to do? Enigmatic Engineering? Interstellar Dominion, Mastery of Nature, One Vision, Grasps the Void, Lord of War, Imperial Prerogative, Shared Destiny, Executive Vigor, I think Imperial Prerogative is going to be the most useful overall, because it reduces our empire size from planets by 50% and gives us a +2 leader capacity. Our empire size isn't huge yet, but it will be at some point. The bigger your empire is, the more resources you have to use to transport resources from one planet to another, to your ships, all that kind of stuff. So reducing your empire size makes so that you just have more free resources. Think of it like the rail system in the United States. Everything was disconnected until they got the rail system in like the interstates and stuff, and then all of a sudden, everybody's good to go. We're going to do a shipyard here. This is the choke point I was talking about earlier. We're going to do 2 shipyards. And then we're also going to do... We didn't unlock that yet. We're also going to add a defense platform. 2 of them. Because that's going to be one of our primary choke points. We want it to be easily defensible, so we're going to make it a little stronger. Oh, I have a science ship that's not doing anything. I'm going to send this one up this way.
Ships upgraded.
Hey! We have established the colony Pookie Prime in the Parnaso system. Where is Pookie? Okay. So yeah, there's a ton, and we'll unlock more and more stuff. I do want a robot assembly plant on every planet, though, just because it's going to build robots that'll take jobs, help build stuff. And then I always scan the top. Let me see. Planetary feature. There's nothing crazy about this planet. You are supposed to select like what kind of world you want each thing to be. And it gives you boosts to different types of production. Yep, Pookie Prime. That was voted on in chat. Yeah, we can do Poorly Prime as our next world. That's not a big deal. We're going to make this one... Yeah, we probably want a generator world. Maybe this is the best one for a generator world, but that's okay, we can make mistakes. So we're going to build an energy grid, and then we're also going to build a couple of generator districts. Each district provides jobs and housing areas. The jobs that they provide, like these are all going to be energy jobs, so they'll create energy credits, which are used in all sorts of stuff. And then each building we build also provides jobs as well as whatever else it's doing. So like the robot assembly plant, there's going to be like 1 or 2 jobs to build robots, and that'll make robots do other jobs. It's cool.
Technology researched.
We have another technology. So we now have destroyers unlocked. We're going to unlock exotic gas refining next. Beta Corvi has been surveyed. Let's go over here and survey this planet. This system, rather. First contact event. The language of the Yod aliens contains millions of seemingly redundant sounds, apparently dialectic hangovers from their precursor civilizations. When translated, these apparently superfluous filler words seem to serve no purpose other than to add linguistic flavor, or at most have only minor contextual implications. Thankfully, our linguists have narrowed down the obsolete aspects of their language and are now compiling an abridged lexicon, which should prove very useful for efficient communication with the Yod aliens. Alright, we're one step closer to establishing contact. Archaeological site discovered. Archaeological sites can only be dug through once that system is part of our empire. So you can't like just dig wherever. We have to wait. Debris belt. So we have one in Yoman, and one in Inia? No, Yomon. Not Yo Mom. I'm pretty sure that's an N at the end. Yeah. Yomon. Whoa. Avalonian Corsairs encountered. Yeah, I know that's what it sounded like. I think I said Yo Mom first, and then I went to Yomon. Having decoded what counts as a language among them, Envoy Cyan Shoot has identified the Yod aliens as a nomadic civilization known as the Avalonian Corsairs. They occupy a number of large space stations in and around the Nivan system that house the bulk of their massive numbers in crowded and squalid conditions. Despite this, or perhaps because of it, they seem to have developed a strong martial culture. Life in the cold void has become second nature to them, and they are very adept at space warfare. There is no Avalonian central government to speak of. Instead, they are divided into several different factions that vie endlessly with one another for resources and respect. Given their large population and the shipbuilding capability of their stations, this constant infighting is the only thing keeping them from growing into a significant threat to galactic peace. All right, so that ends the first contact procedure with the Yod aliens, and now we have.
The alien empire is reaching out to us.
Now we have contact. So they say, outsiders, we are the Avalonians. Unlike the civilized star nations of the galaxy, we have no single master to lord over us. But I have been chosen to convey this message to you on behalf of all the houses. Do not try to impose your soft and effete ways upon us. You may freely send your alien ships into Avalonian territory, but do not expect them to return. Our warriors will welcome the diversion, however. Transmit on this frequency only if you wish to offer tribute, or if you have need of mercenaries, as well as the means to pay for them. In transmission. Well, they seem nice.
Technology researched.
Okay, so this is their territory. They are Marauders, I believe. There's a DLC that adds Marauders, and we had an option when we started the game if we wanted to include them. They are bullies. They're going to contact us periodically and demand tribute and all sorts of crap like that. It's great. We're going to unlock quantum energy states next. Yeah, they're very rude. One of the end-game or mid-game crises that can happen is they will, unite and start declaring war on everybody, and they are a pain to deal with. Because, of course, they have super powerful fleets. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. If we come to it.
Construction complete.
Alright, that's now done. Edor Ving is now done. We're gonna jump over here and build a star base in Imajo or Imajo, if we want to speak Spanish.
Technology researched.
Interstellar Fleet Traditions is done. Sí, señor. Hyper Entertainment Forums next. We can go over to Uram. And now we're going to add to our building queue. Where is it? Fleet Academy? That one requires... Okay. Yeah, we're going to do a fleet academy. It just, any ships built here will start with extra experience. So they will level up faster and perform better.
Construction complete.
Moscot's done. Moscot. We're just going to move that over there. When I build a starbase, it takes influence, which is that purple person icon with like the Wi-Fi signal around it, as well as alloys, which is the pink and blue icon at the top. The cost is increased for every system away from my borders that it is. So you see this system is 1 away, 1 jump. Beta Corvi is 2 jumps away. So it costs more. I put my other construction ship to build a starbase here. Once that's built, the cost for Beta Corvi will drop. So we're just going to move our construction ship over here, wait for this one to be built, and then we'll build this one. If any of that makes sense. Deja vu. Sensors report a ship with seemingly identical properties to the unique remains uncovered near Beta Corvi has just dropped from hyperspace in the Murga system. They are hailing us. Wait, what? Okay, so we had that research project in the Beta Corvi system where we found out a ship crashed into a planet at FTL, or faster than light speeds. It's gone. But now that same ship is in the Murga system trying to reach out to us, even though they blew up already. So, time travelers on screen. The crew of the strange ship that mirrors the wreck found near Beta Corvi seem excited to speak with us. Though our translators cannot decode their language, they identify themselves with a low-frequency verbal expression that sounds like Kotalo, a name we've heard before. Perhaps we can communicate using raw data. So I'd ask what the purpose here is. We receive a flurry of data in response, including cartographic imaging of the neighboring galaxy, and footage of what can only be engineers working on an alien FTL drive. We can draw no other conclusion than that these are explorers from another galaxy. Their ship's lack of weapons capacity would support this theory. We send back footage of Radician's explorers on their first journey beyond our solar system, and the reaction from the alien crew appears to be jubilant. So these people are from a different galaxy besides ours, so they're not from the Milky Way, they're from Andromeda or something. Send them data recovered from the Beta Corvi wreck. The excitement of the Kotalo crew seems to evaporate. Multiple crew members begin to tap away at consoles using their tentacle-like appendages. They transmit what look to be their passenger manifest, navigational data, and crew logs to us. Without a doubt, the data matches that of the Beta Corvi wreck to the letter, with one exception. The Beta Corvi wreck contained further entries with later dates. It would appear the Beta Corvi wreck is the same ship as the one now before us, only older. This isn't possible. Despite their alien mannerisms, the Kotalo's crew consternation is evident. Our own scientific attachés inform us that if the Beta Corvi wreck is indeed the future of the ship before us, any information we give them may have unforeseen consequences. If we warn them, they may avoid disaster. And that says, send the Kotalo a warning to avoid the Beta Corvi pulsar. Or we can't risk further timeline interference and close the channel. What do we want to do? Warn them or protect the timeline? I am going to say this sounds awfully close to the plot of Sphere, doesn't it? All right, are we warning them or not? How many votes in favor of warning them? All right, we'll warn them. The extragalactic explorers begin poring hurriedly over the system data we send them, speaking to one another in their strange language, and entering a flurry of commands on their consoles. Our diplomats wait patiently for a reply, but before it can come, the ship's engines begin to power up unexpectedly. Before we can react, they've vanished. Good luck, Starfarers. Well, let's see what happens. At some point, they're going to pop up again. An anomaly? Crash site? Alright, let's research it. Is that just the one I sent over here? I already sent one over here to do this. I'm going to send this one over here.
System surveyed.
Another system surveyed. Hyper entertainment forums now unlocked. Yeah, we're going to do colonial centralization now. That'll help our colonies. That one's now done. So we're going to survey the system next. We should also check on our planets. Population. Why are they so unhappy? Like, what on earth is going on? There's 8 available jobs. No unemployment. Something tells me I gotta look at a couple things real quick. Okay, so there's available jobs, but not enough people. Okay, so they're unhappy because people aren't working at Wendy's or whatever. That's what it is. So we're going to make a robot assembly plant, because that'll help boost the population growth, and it should, because, we're missing clerks and technicians. Clerks, of course, being your traditional, burger flippers and stuff. I'm sure I feel like that's probably why they're upset, because there's nobody doing those jobs. You need burger flippers. Like, that's, the real world, people complain about that. You need people to flip your burgers if you want to go get fast food. Same thing on a colony. You need clerks. Sorry, just grab my drink real quick. A lot of talking. Okay, so that one's done. Zabine Prime. Their happiness is at 84. And see, they don't have clerks. What do you have colonists? Nothing in the build queue. Zabine. Let's see, we made a generator world. Let's make this one not a mining world. Factory world? Yeah, we're gonna do a factory world. And we're gonna build 2 industrial districts just to start. Pookie Prime is still building. Okay. Crash site. We have discovered an ancient alien starship half buried in an asteroid crater. This science ship's exterior has an extensive sensory array and no weaponry. The exterior was not damaged in any way before it crashed. We can assume this catastrophe was the result of a fatal error caused by the crew. Cool. And it created an archaeological site there for us. Oh, look, we have 1 robot pop now. And again, remember that the 1 pop equals like 1 million or 1 billion individuals, so there's now quite a few robots. Let's create a new template, though. What appearance do we want our robots to have? I always like this one personally, but you know, it's up to you, chat. Just go ahead and tell me which row, so 1, 2, or 3, and which column 1 through 5. Row first, then column. Two, 1. So this one here. Okay. And then we can also go to, we can change their names. So we can change what they're called if we want. At this point, I'm just going to call them robots. Then we can also change their traits. So we have 2 traits we can pick out right now. Mechanical pop assembly speed, we want that to be increased. And pop housing usage, we're gonna do that. And then we can apply that template to everything, all of those population within our empire.
Situation log updated.
Now, whenever we do that, it does cost engineering research. So it's going to take 17 months, and then the robots will do that. But the pop assembly speed is up, so once that's done,
Anomaly discovered.
it'll make things better. An isolated ruin. Routines, we're going to go and research that.
Construction complete.
Yay, construction complete. Macho. Build another one there. Zone A. As per initial findings, Science Officer Whiteroot confirms that the isolated ruin seen from orbit is indeed the only evidence of settlement on Wemos 3A. Unfortunately, the RSS Leguminant crew is little the wiser for having investigated the structures firsthand. Devoid of any other traces of sapient life forms, Wemos 3A possesses a zone of roughly 13 by 13 kilometers, dubbed Zone A, in which the remains of buildings can be found. Artifacts possessing bizarre properties litter this zone. from minute force field generators to viscous fluids that melt through steel and expand over time. Even more peculiar, the entire zone permeates its visitors with a deep-rooted sense of contentment, despite the often dangerous mysteries of the objects found therein. Whiteroot posits the working theory that a space-faring civilization visited Wemos 3A sometime in the past, leaving behind these objects, though who they were, why they landed, and why they left remain unknown. Fascinating. Ouroboros. System sensors indicate that the extra-dimensional exploitation vessel, Patalo, exited FTL abruptly on the outskirts of the Beta Corvi system, colliding head-on with an orbitable comet. The collision was disastrous enough to kill everyone on board and has sent the remaining wreckage spiraling in towards the Beta Corvi pulsar. It would appear the comet, not the pulsar, was responsible for the Kotalo's demise, and in our efforts to warn them of their fate, we seem to have caused it. Both wrecks now haunt the Beta Corvi pulsar. Oops. This is why you don't mess with time travel.
Anomaly discovered.
Another anomaly? Mind the minerals. Initial analysis of the asteroid's composition points towards potentially interesting finds. That's research it went out.
Technology researched.
I'm just getting confused. My PlayStation has pop-ups letting me know when people are chatting. Some of the emojis are text instead of the emoji that show up. And then I look at my phone, make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. And it looks different. And I think I'm going crazy. So yeah, don't worry about it. We're going to research disruptors because they are pretty good. We have enough minerals, though. Oh, and we unlocked... we unlocked destroyers, so now we actually need to go in and build some new designs for our destroyers. So destroyers have two sections. They have the first section, which there's three options: gunship, picket, or artillery. And the second section has picket, interceptor, or gunship. Let's see. Let's do one with an artillery bow. And interceptor? That sounds good. Blue laser or mass driver? What are the others? Blue laser. I'm going to do 2 nukes. A blue laser. Let's see. There's room for 2 reactor boosters on this. So now our ship has a total of 176 power. Each one of the deflectors uses 15. So we can easily do all 6 with shields, and we should be good. Alright, what are we naming this artillery blue laser nuke shielded ship? Remember last time we chose plant names because we are a plant empire. Blueberry? Is that a psych reference? Yep. Okay, so Blueberry it is. Let's save that one. Now I'm going to make another destroyer. Let's see, we did artillery last time. Let's do... Yeah, that's messed up. We're going to just do gunship across the board. We'll go a mass driver on this one. Nuclear missile, mass driver. Well, blue laser. Yeah. How much? 150? So we're gonna go. Let's go 4 deflectors on this one and 2 armors. And we've got mass drivers, nuclear missile, and a laser. What should we name this one? The raspberry? Wait, do we already have a raspberry? That's from Psych, isn't it? When the blueberry is in the shop, they get the raspberry. Okay, and then let's do one more. We'll do the picket ship bow with the picket ship stern. No, we'll do a sentinel point defense. Over here, we can do flak batteries. Let me see. The flak batteries do good against shields, but not good against armor. Sentinel point defense does good against armor, but not good against shields. Okay, and we're going to just do 2 blue lasers. The ship has 161 power. It's a picket ship. I'm going to go with mostly armor with a couple of shields. And we're actually going to make this a screen ship, which I think is what, if my memory serves me right, that's what picket ships are designed for. They're going to basically fly closer to the enemy and try to prevent their missiles and stuff from reaching the rest of the ships. What are we calling these ones? So far, all of our destroyers have berry names. Strawberry. Okay. We'll save that one. Delete that. I love being able to see the ships. So cool. Like each one of our different designs. So we just made the blueberry, the raspberry, and the strawberry. And funny enough, the blueberry is the shortest and roundest of all of them. Just like the blueberry in Psych. Okay. Now we're going to go to our fleet manager and add both of those ships to our fleets. We're going to add 2 of each. We'll reinforce it. Same over here. I'm going to reinforce everything and upgrade them all if we can.
System surveyed.
We have another system that's been surveyed. Can't do anything over here. Survey that system next.
Construction complete.
Beta Corvi is now ours. Terraforming candidate discovered. Our detailed survey of Wemos 6 has revealed that it may once have supported life in the distant past. There are significant deposits of frozen water at the polar ice caps and beneath the planet's surface. The existence of valley networks suggests that the water may once have flowed freely. Terraforming this planet would theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the technology to accomplish this monumental task within a realistic time frame. We have to unlock climate restoration to be able to do that.
System surveyed.
Fragments of life. It appears that the asteroid IU-11 BRF and the surrounding debris originate from a former planet. Deep within the center of the asteroid, we can find traces of extremely valuable alloys. There are also hints of bacterial life that has now died in the vacuum of space. This shows us that the celestial body once bore the promise of life. Adds the X-Planet modifier to IU-11BRF, which gives it +3 alloys. Wemos has been surveyed. Teal Needle leveled up. Yeah, we're going to increase the amount of experience. Let's survey that system next. Is there anything over here that we aren't? Oh, everything looks good.
Special project complete.
Alright, we have completed the modification of the robot species.
Technology researched.
Exotic gas refining is now unlocked. Civilian fabricators. Improved destroyer hull, mining station output, destroyer build cost and speed. We're going to do long-range mineral scanners. Okay, that one's now done. Build that over there.
Construction complete.
Council agenda ready.
Free sapient species found. According to the RSS Leguminant, one toxoid species native to Nimbus 3 has not only achieved a tentative mastery of the planet's vast oceans, but also the small plots of land that dot its surface. Scientist Ivory proposes that we should monitor their development closely and possibly help them along the path to full sapience. So we just found a space age species, basically. A species that like chimpanzees. They seem to know what's going on a little bit, but they aren't quite there. Our Expand the Council agenda is done, so we're going to launch that, which lets us, whatchamacallit, we're going to be able to select another counselor. We're also going to select progressive growth. So the initial modifier it adds is a 10% increase to mechanical pop assembly speed, and then it'll double that when it finishes. Okay, unlock council. Do we want a master architect or a master necromancer? The master architect gives us a plus 2% bonus to our planetary build speed. The master necromancer gives us unity from necromancers. The Master Architect has to have a governor leader to do it, and the Necromancer could be a general or a scientist. Architect. Architect it is. And we have one, which is honeydew weed. All right. We've got Queen Radisha, Grey Pod, White Root, and honeydew weed. Build the research station there.
System surveyed.
Yomon is done surveying. Now we're going to survey this system over here. Alright, we have another tradition to unlock. Which one should we go for? Let's see, unyielding. Supremacy. I think I'm going to go for unyielding because it's going to help us unlock and do stuff better. With the mercenary enclave or the marauder enclave near us, we definitely have to put some focus into our military because they will attack at some point. They're savages, savages.
Technology researched.
Colonial centralization is done. Oh, we can unlock cloning, which is going to boost our pop growth speed. We're going to do that. Nimbus is done. Let's go and survey this system.
Construction complete.
We have another one. Let's build a starbase in Yomon. Yomon. Not Yomom. So another starbase there. Yo mama.
Technology researched.
Disruptors are now unlocked. Unlock cold fusion reaction next.
System surveyed.
Posent is now surveyed. Let's go ahead and survey this system next.
Ships upgraded. Ships upgraded. Anomaly discovered.
Man, the leguminant is constantly finding stuff. Massive impact. We're going to research that.
Technology researched.
Incoming transmission from the Cerulin Watchers, which are holy guardians. Another child, know that we are the Cerulin Watchers, the chosen people of this galaxy. Respect our holy places, and we may refrain from annihilating you. We're gonna say we wish for nothing but to be friends, Cerulins. Who knew frogs were so angry? First alien encounter. The news that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time is spreading like wildfire throughout the Radishian unified systems. Our citizens are fascinated by these beings, and the media is full of reports and speculation on their culture and society. The revelation that we are not alone in this galaxy has largely been greeted with celebration on Garden Prime. The empire these aliens have founded appears to be very old, and their level of technology is far ahead of our own. There is no doubt a great deal they could teach us. Yeah, so the Holy Watchers are a fallen empire. So they like ruled the entire galaxy, 20 million years ago, and they've just kind of been stagnant ever since. They have a small system now. Where are they? Oh, they're over here. But if we colonize Prophet's Retreat here in Devasa, this holy world that it says, they will kill us. Long-range mineral scanners. Now what? We're gonna unlock carrier operations next. We have a couple more places. Wow.
Anomaly discovered.
We're unlocking a lot. Things are picking up. Dust Bowl research. Asteroid collision. A large mineral-rich asteroid collided with Turin 5 at some point during the previous 1,000 years in what must have been a major impact event. An abundance of minerals can now be found on the planet in the vicinity of the impact crater. A fortuitous event for us, not for anybody that was there. Alien drag racing. The crater on W112984 exhibits long, irregular marks imprinted into the relatively soft upper layers of the asteroid. Science Officer Teal Needle has recovered some interesting, unexpected wreckage from the edges of the depression. Wheeled vehicles, seemingly personal transports rather than research crafts. The crew of the RSS Perinia speculate that the crater may once have been used for sport, with some alien species pitting their personal locomotion devices against each other in tests of mechanical strength or speed in near zero G. Vroom.
Anomaly discovered.
Atmospheric storms. That's also easy, so we're going to research that. Let's check on our planets. Man, what is up with these people? We are going to upgrade our planetary capital, though. That might help. Negotiate as crime lords. Yeah, apparently. We are going to launch an anti-crime campaign. This is our capital, after all. We're going to send artifacts to Museum Exhibit 2. Just trying to make them a little happier. We have plenty of housing. Good immigration pool. Amenities are low. Okay, let's see if we can up amenities at all. Precinct houses. Energy grid. Research technicians. Processing hydronic mineral purification resource service. No, wait. What makes a consumer goods? Commercial zones. Clerks produce trade value and amenities. Gene clinics. All those theaters. They would boost amenities. I'm telling you, amenities, they just want a freaking Wendy's. Burger King, whatever. We're going to build a luxury residence here. Wait. Now, Holo Theaters would be better. Oh, wait. Check on this planet. They're only 58% happy. What on earth is going on with these people? There's 0% crime. There is plenty of housing available. Good immigration pool. There's plenty of amenities. Like, what is their problem? Little city district here. That does produce amenities. Pookie Prime. They're the Why is Pookie Prime the happiest place in the entire world? It's our generator world. We're going to build another generator district and a city district. We'll build another city district here too. Apparently people like Pookie Prime.
Anomaly discovered.
Dimensional disturbance. The debris field which AR-23427 is part of rolls and swirls under the influence of unknown forces. This one's hard, but that sounds like it's worth researching. Caught in the eye. The last signal received from RSS Leguminate was not much more than garbled static. They had been studying the strange localized storms on Drismak 3 and were sending back incredible preliminary reports. The Tempest reacted to the probes being sent in, creating vacuum pockets to avoid them and then slowly seeping back in towards the drones. RSS Leguminate was planning on testing out numerous scanning frequencies at the storm before we lost contact. The science ship seems to have sunken into the gas giant and appears to be dormant. We need to rescue them. Wait, there's actually even more interesting now. So we can rescue our ship or abandon them and we can use it to study. We're going to rescue them because, I mean, they've done a lot of stuff.
Situation log updated.
Apparently we haven't opened, our head of research got sucked into the, whatchamacallit. Two needles. Yeah. Let's make another science ship. We have to get another leader. Then we're going to send them out here. There.
Construction complete.
Construction's done there. Now we can build an outpost there. Cold fusion power is now unlocked. Yeah, we're going to unlock the planetary power grid next.
Technology researched.
Gray pod got to level up. Do we want to increase lifespan by 20 years, or we can increase ship weapons damage by 7% because he's a counselor. He is the Minister of Defense, so we're going to increase ship weapon damage and army damage. Honeydew weed leveled up. We're going to increase trade value by 25%. Or pop growth speed and food from jobs. Pop growth speed. That's what we're missing. Cloning's now unlocked. These are way cheaper. We're going to unlock that. These are way cheaper. Afterburners or ceramo metal armor. What's the vote? It's just afterburners let our ships move faster. Ceramo metal armor, get some better armor. Armor it is.
Spaceborne lifeform encountered.
Spaceborne lifeform encountered. Where?
System surveyed. Construction complete. Spaceborne lifeform encountered.
Encounter in Eskelion. We've made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Eskelion system. For now, we have codenamed them the Teth aliens. Until we can find out more about them, it seems they possess language. We must decipher it in order to establish communication. First contact, assign envoy. Hostile fleets. I think these are just drones from a leftover empire. They're still just doing their job out in space. But they're hostile, so hopefully my science ship escapes.
Construction complete.
And it did. We're going to head up here with one of our ships and kind of fire over there.
Construction complete.
And that's it for that. A ship in Turim. We can go over here to survey that way. Oh, wait, we can survey this one first.
Special project complete.
Fluctuating shield frequencies. After months of work, our scientists finally managed to alternate RSS leguminate shields in such a way that Driznak 3's Tempest released its grip on the marooned ship. Communications with White Root was quickly re-established, and incredibly, none on board RSS Leguminant seemed to remember their time trapped inside the storm. Well, that's cool. I'm going to have them survey that system, and we're going to send this other ship up here to survey that system.
Technology researched.
I guess we're doing gene banks since it's a rare technology. We'll be able to make a clone army. That's cool. And okay, we haven't. Yeah, we want to do Starhold. That's the next for our star bases. It's like an Uram where we upgraded it. It'll just make it more powerful, give it more building slots, etc.
System surveyed.
Another system been surveyed. Teth aliens, we have discovered a new life form in Eskelion, although calling it a life form may be incorrect. The entities appear to be fully automated mechanical drones built exclusively for some unknown industrial purpose. Observations will continue, but since it's likely these machines are programmed with defensive protocols, it would be prudent to tread lightly. Yeah. Up is down. As the RSS Perinia passed through the asteroid belt on its way to AR-23427, Science Officer Teal Needle reported that the ship experienced a number of sudden gravitational shifts. Ever curious, Teal Needle dispatched a number of probes to scan the debris field to discern the cause. It turns out that the culprit is a number of gravitational gravity generators of old alien make, sputtering on dying energy sources, and with their polarities inverted, they occasionally spew reverse gravity into the void. Though not with enough force to cause any serious harm, not anymore. Science Officer Teal Needle theorizes that the generators once provided the artificial gravity for a large asteroid in the belt, but some malfunction eventually tore the rock apart. We gained a bunch of physics research and engineering research from that.
Technology researched.
We unlock planetary power grid now. Yeah, we're going to unlock improved deflectors next.
Anomaly discovered.
Monoliths. We're going to fun research that.
System surveyed.
Asteroid collision, another one. Build a star base there.
Technology researched.
Improved deflectors are done. Oh, basic cloaking fields is a rare technology. We're going to unlock that next because it's rare, and it lets our ships cloak, so they won't be detected so easily.
Complete.
Asteroid collision. Upon closer examination, we have discovered that a smaller asteroid consisting almost entirely of precious metals recently collided with L49354F. This small but dense cache of metals was hidden just beneath the asteroid's surface. But now that it has been discovered, it should be accessible to mining. A lucky find. Completed construction, build a mining base, stuff there. Our science ship over here's done. Let's go survey that system. Okay, let's go to our... We're going to create another fleet. Its home base is going to be in the Uram system. And add some of all of our ships. 2 of each of the destroyers and 5 of each of the corvettes.
Construction complete.
Let's go that. Edic, monolithic. Drismac 4 is uninhabited and indeed uninhabitable, but not unvisited. Its surface is littered with tall cenotaphs carved from some mineral not native to the planet, evidently placed here by some artistically inclined spacefaring race. The monolith's flowing lines deftly chart a history so fantastical it must surely be fictional. Surely. Image them for the archives. And we gain engineering research. Queen Radisha leveled up. Happiness plus 3%. Council experience gain. I think we need happiness. Yeah. Let's go check on our planets again. See how Sprout Garden Prime's doing. Hey, they're up to 66. We did it. We aren't cooked, chat. Okay, so they're happy again. That's good. City districts being built. Zabine Prime. Their happiness went up a little bit. I still don't know why they aren't happy. I mean, available jobs, yeah. There's no unemployment. There's no crime. There's housing available. Okay, we're low on amenities, so that's the issue. Let's build another city district. Pookie Prime, still the happiest planet in the Empire. We're going to go with Resistance is Frugal. Just defense armies produce more unity and they have health and whatnot. Yo mom on Pookie Prime.
Technology researched.
Starholds are now unlocked. We're going to go with Afterburners just because it's the cheapest. We want to get that unlocked. Oh, look. Another hostiles. Okay, those look like those same mining drones.
System surveyed.
Let's research that.
Construction complete.
Construction's complete there. That's now our system. Let's get that one as well. Survey it. That's surveyed, so we're going to survey that system next. I think let's go to the market. Can we buy alloys so I can build more ships? It's so expensive. But yeah, we're gonna buy some alloys. Reinforce all.
Technology researched.
Cloaking shields are now unlocked. Quantum field manipulation so that we get more energy credits. We want that.
Technology researched.
Afterburners are unlocked. We're going to do assembly patterns because it boosts planetary build speed.
System surveyed.
Another system surveyed. Okay, so we've surveyed everything we can down here because we're kind of stuck. We can't go in either of those systems because of the aliens. Let's go up here to Yoman. And we're going to excavate the site, Seas of Destruction. That's an archaeological site that we can excavate.
Construction complete. Anomaly discovered.
Reports of deep space drones in certain systems have been investigated. The drones appear to be the workers and custodians of an autonomous orbital mining operation, established millennia ago and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves. Judging by the state of the processing equipment, their purpose is obvious enough. Mining. But who is it that tasked them is not immediately apparent. What is obvious is that no shipment of minerals has been retrieved from the system in hundreds, if not thousands of years. They may only be old drones, but they should be kept under close watch by the Rhodesian Unified Systems. Issue Special Project Drone Study. We got some influence.
An alien empire is reaching out to us.
An anomaly. This one's very hard. Peculiar Creator. We're going to research that. That's done. So we're going to now build an outpost here. Let's do that drone study.
Technology researched.
Gene banks is now unlocked. Epigenetic triggers. You like the picture? It's a monkey in a suit. Select that. Dimensional disturbance. Yeah, we're going to research that.
Construction complete.
That's now done. Let's build an outpost there. Mr. Chimp, that's Darwin to you.
Construction complete.
Build all that stuff. We're going to upgrade this one because it is kind of a choke point. Well, honestly, that's a choke point because it connects to that and that. There's no connection there. Yeah, there is. There is a connection there. So this is the one we should upgrade. Not this one. Luckily, I can just cancel that. All right, we're going to pause here. That's our 2 hours of streaming for the night. We'll see you again next week, Saturday, 7 to 9 p.m. MST. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.